This video is specifically intended for whoever practices mantras as part of their daily practice. So for most people, mantras are counted using malas. Now this is an example of a Tulsi mala. There's also Rudraksha malas, Spatika malas, depending on what you're inclined to use. But they'll all have one thing in common, and that's that they have 108 beads, right? And so you would typically hold the mala. Now there's different ways to hold it. The way I hold it, at least how it was taught by my guru, is to hold it like this and just simply to count. We would go all the way till we hit the end of the mala. And then if we're doing multiple malas, so that is to say if we're doing more than 108 repetitions, we would flip the mala at the guru bead. We don't cross the guru bead, and then we go backwards, rather forwards, but in a different direction until we hit the tassel on the other side. And then we would continue depending on the number of malas we want to do. Now, for whatever reason, sometimes we don't always have our malas on us, and it's not convenient to get up and run and get our malas. And this video is specifically to address this. Now, there's a technique known as Kara Mālā, which is specifically referred to in the Mantra Yoga Samhita. Kara Mālā, quite simply, is counting malas using specifically Kara, the hand. Now, Karamala will actually be done with the fingers held together on the right hand, okay? The left hand remains closed in whatever mudra that one is accustomed to doing. And Karamala will be performed using the phalanges of the fingers. And they involve a specific pattern as outlined in Mantra Yoga Samhita. Now, the key here is, are you performing a mantra that is for Shiva or Shakti, right? So we would extend that to feminine and masculine deities because the pattern on the phalanges will actually differ. So let's assume the deity is going to be masculine. Okay, so we're actually going to start, we always start on the ring finger, on the right ring finger, and we start on the middle phalange. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's a total of 10 mantras. So we start here, we go around, and then we end here. We would then continue that process and go another 10, go another 10, until we hit a total of 10, which would be 100 repetitions. So in order to complete the circuit of 108, we would start in a very similar fashion, except we would start on the lower phalange of the ring finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we'd end there. So assuming that we've done all around here 10 times and then we've done the remaining 8, that will be a total of 108. Now for feminine deities, the pattern will be different because you'll see that we've sort of ignored the 2 phalanges here for the masculine deities of the middle finger. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the path and include these. So we're going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we're going to end on the lower phalange of the forefinger. And again, for the remaining 8, we are going to start on the lower phalange here of the ring finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we're going to end there. So a couple of additional notes coming from the Mantra Yoga Samhita, and I'll post it here so you can read along. While performing japa, which is repetition of mantra, the fingers should not be kept apart, and the other left hand should be kept folded. If a japa is performed with the fingers kept apart, then the fruit of japa escapes through the gaps of the fingers. For a conscientious sadhaka, it is always proper to keep the number of japas counted. If the sadhaka who performs japa without counting, the entire fruit of his japa is necessarily destroyed. Now, if you're in a situation where you're doing a high volume of repetitions, a high number of malas, what I generally do is I will keep a bowl of chickpeas. You can see here, chickpea. Just plain uncooked chickpeas, just dried ones. And I keep them in a bowl, and I keep another bowl nearby, depending on the number of malas I'm doing. Like, for example, if I'm doing high volume of repetitions, like 15 malas, I'll simply, when I complete a mala, I'll reach over, grab a chickpea, and place it in the other bowl. And then I'll go back to continuing. And then once I've hit the intended number of malas, then I'll stop. I'll know because I'll have that many chickpeas in this bowl moved over to the other bowl. And when I see that that bowl is full and this bowl is empty, I've fulfilled my practice requirements. There is a lot of metaphysical rationale as to why we would do Karamala in this specific pattern for masculine and feminine deities. I won't even pretend to go into that on this video. I'm just teaching the basic method of doing it. That being said, it has been my own experience that when you're doing Karamala properly, the mantra itself will be enhanced. So thank you for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you have a fruitful mantra practice. Namaste.